Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Tactical Productions. Today I'm Bancroft being joined once again by Jimmy, as he brought back Videl, but this time he's changed it up. I don't know if it was stealing it maybe, or he was doing it
Yeah,
beforehand.
completely stolen.
It's completely
actually, never mind. This is an original idea. Nobody else had it. Completely not plagiarized.
So with that being said, there's buttons. Feel free to click them. They're down below. Jimmy, let's get into it.
So, jokes aside, I think Palladino is the first to post this deck concept of the black-green Videl running the Gogeta package, which I completely flew under the radar for me. I built the red-green variant. Then Jake was like, yo, have you thought about this? And he linked me up to the profile, and I was like, that's actually pretty sick. I want to take that idea and kind of change it into what I like to do. So shout out to Palladino. If he was the first one to do it, that's the first place I seen it. But getting into it, we run the Videl leader. Videl does stuff. You know what the leader does.
It uses skills to do stuff, or skillless.
So for the skills package, we run the Xeno, Goku, and Vegeta package. So Videl does not require a specific color for the skillless, so any skillless one drop can proc. There's some tech with yellow skillless, there's some tech with blue skillless, but here we are running the black skillless package, and we are running that because of these cards, which these cards are fantastic. So I run 3 of each. I see most people just running 4 of the Vegeta, not even running the Goku. But I found with my testing that the Goku is actually really potent, both as a defensive option and a very aggressive option. So they Xeno Evolve for 1 energy over top of a 1-drop of the same character type. Vegeta, when he attacks, he adds a skillless from the deck to the hand, so kind of doing what the Great Saiyaman Unison does, keeping a healthy amount of skilllesses in circulation in your hand. If you don't know what Xeno Evolve is, if you might be new to the game, it's a skill that's not actually really shown up recently. But for Xeno Evolve, you can target a card in rest or active mode, warp that card, and then this card comes in active mode over top of it. So really good for setting up your fusions from the warp, and it's also just a good pressure, especially early on. We do run Saiyan Scion, so you crack a Saiyan Scions, put 2 10Ks on field after swinging with him. You have 2 10K attacks, and you tap 1 energy, put this guy out, swing 30K at your opponent, get another card into your hand. So a lot of aggression early on. The Goku now is the same thing, Xeno Evolve for 1. He is a blocker, but when he is played or activates blocker, you play a skillless battle card in rest mode from your drop or your warp. So you could actually just pay 1, warp a Goku, and then play out the Goku afterwards. And just basically pay 1 energy for a 30K. It's really good defensive. 30K blocker is never a bad thing, and can also recur your skilllesses if you're really dry on that. There's some games where all of your skilllesses be at the bottom of the deck and you don't have these, so being able to recycle them from the drop area is fantastic. For 1 energy, these cards are incredibly valuable and give a lot of aggression. Oh shit. Moving on to our fusion package, we run 3 SS3 thwarting the Dark Empire, and then 3 SS4 thwarting the Dark Empire. So we got Broke card. Every single deck that can run it is running this card because it's that good. It's a double striker that can overwhelm for 6 and 1 black energy, or fuse for 1 black energy, and you can target cards in your warp for it. When he swings, he warps the card off the field, and again, 25k double striker for 1 energy is ridiculous. And especially since these guys send your skilllesses to the warp, you could, theoretically, if you have 2 skilllesses on field, you could tap for a Goku, tap for a Vegeta, then tap for this, and you have 2 30k attacks and a 25k double striker that's going to warp something. Like, just insanely good card. The Overwhelm is relevant. There's sometimes when you just want to play this guy out from Overwhelm and warp him at the end of the turn because he'll do his job. And for the SS4, this card is ridiculous. If you've seen it in me and Bancroft's matchup, like, this card doesn't have unique or any way of stopping you putting multiple on field. And it's just insane for 4 energy. So he's a triple attacker, blocker when he swings, which in the game we fucked that up. We did it on play instead of swing, which I don't think changed that all that much.
No, I mean, it would have happened regardless.
So he cannot be KO'd by skill while he's in rest mode, which is fantastic. Then the auto, when he swings, you choose 2 cards, or your opponent chooses 2 cards in their hand, and 2 of their battle cards in
Side
order.
note, this thing not having unique was really BS.
This card is bullshit. This card is ridiculously good. For 4 energy, the value of this card is absurd.
Yeah.
He should be at 25k, to be honest, because you even negged him down to 20 and he was still ridiculous.
Yeah.
Being 35k for 4 energy like this and the amount of value you get out of playing this card is just stupid. And he fuses activate main for 4 energy. You choose a Goku and Vegeta from either your battle area or drop area and send it to the warp. So it sets up for this thwarting the Dark Empire if you have the energy for it. And it's and or, so you can choose whatever. And they don't have to be the same power, so you can choose one of the 30k Gokus and one of the 10k Vegetas or vice versa. Just stupid good card. And coming into our Unison package, run Saiyan Scions. So +1, give 5k to him and all of your skillesses in play. -1 is what is relevant. This is the only thing you're going to worry about. You're going to give, just search your deck or drop area for 2 skillesses and put them into play. So sets up for your Xeno evolves, sets up for your early game aggression. Shout out to Jake for this tech. He's the big Saiyan Scions fan, so absolutely love it. Other Unison, Demigra. We need a green Unison because we do run the good green cards, and Demigra is just absurdly good. +1 gate 10k. You can swing with him, or what I like to do is just give him a 10k boost, then swing with Videl, and then tap Demigra for that and give her the 15k. So it makes really good big leader swings. The -3 is relevant as well. You blow up at 3 or less, ignoring barrier, and then just KO another card. Really good, and he's really sticky because you can just take your life instead of removing a marker. Getting into good green cards, Dormant Potential, Frieza, woo! More good green cards, boo, it's Topo, why did green need this? You already have fucking Dormant. Stop running good green cards. Hey, another card, but this, the other colors have this card as well. Counterattack, negate the attack, put a blocker token out. Good card, I like it. I run 2 Sword Dance of the Demon God. I noticed in my testing that a lot of times I would get a little overzealous with putting skillesses into my drop area or sending them to my warp, that I had none in deck and didn't have a chance to drawing into one because I didn't want to take life. So being able to just negate and pick up a skillless is relevant in some cases. But I didn't think the activate main was going to be worth playing at all, but I found that it was really good. In my matchup with Jake, I was able to warp off one of his active mode combo pieces on field, and it ended up winning the game by 5k combo, and I had this card to thank for it. So the activate main is fantastic. It's just fantastic. Super combo spread, we run for Defending Father Paragus. So this is the original draw 2 super combo. Draw 2 cards, choose 1 card in your hand, send it to the warp. So if you're setting up for like a thwarting play, you combo with this and then you just warp off your Goku or Vegeta or whatever you need in the warp at the time. So very good synergy with the deck, and drawing 2 is always good.
Later, boys. Later, Jimothy.
See you, bub. We run 1 Pan, the Courageous Youth. Ignore all this text, you're only focusing on the auto. If your leader card is a heroine, you tap 1, she gains 5k combo power and double strike. So it's just a Furthering Destruction Champa, but it's a 0 cost 5k that you can choose to activate the rest of it, which is very clutch. Run 2 Pan. This card did not come up at all because most of the time I'm being a lot more aggressive than I normally am with the green-red variant. So my skillless is usually in rest mode, so the blocker rarely, if ever, comes up. The adding 5 and crit is actually massively relevant. It didn't come up any tonight, but in all of my testing, I actually thought about putting this up to 3, especially in those early turns. when I crack a Saiyan Scions or whatever, swing with the 10K and to drop this on it. Really unexpected, and critical is just always good. Overrun package, I'll run 1 Secret ID. This card's really good, and I run 2 Man on a Mission. So in the original list, I was just running 3 of the Dual Attack Bardocks. That was on untap. I only own 1 Dual Attack Bardock, the Fighting Against Fate. And I would run it in here, but I did find that just being able to throw out a double strike crit, especially like how quickly you build up a drop area, dropping this on turn 3, then following it up with a Thwarting the Dark Empire on field, can really throw the tempo in your favor, because your opponent either combos everything out to not take this double strike crit, or they take it and puts them in a really bad position that you can kill maybe even that turn or the following turn. And Secret ID is just good field clearance. There's no reason not to love this card. Awesome. But that's it. I think this is probably going to be the last time I play Videl. I really, really enjoy this deck, but we got to prep for Gen Con, and I got some other decks in mind for that.
Yeah, we do. Well, that being said, thank you all for tuning in. Keep in mind there's buttons down below, buttons on the screen, or at least videos. Click them if you want. They're there, right, for a reason. Yeah, fluff out, read your cards, something else.